This is History, where we are going to dive into an intricate story of the Dust Bowl. I'm your host, Eric, and today have myself with three other speakers joining us today. We got Melannie, Nancy, and Alicia. Hello, say hi, guys.
Yes, hi.
Perfect.
Alright. So the topic we're going to discuss about will be the introduction of the Dust Bowl, where in the 1930s, a time of economic hardships and environmental disaster, which the famous Dust Bowl happened, also known as the Dirty 30s, was a period of severe dust storms that ravaged the Great Plains of the United States. The Dust Bowl affected a large portion of the United States Great Plains, including southeast Colorado, southwest Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, and northeast New Mexico.
What else happened in the 1930s?
Well, in the 1930s, a lot was going on in America apart from the Great Depression. The bank collapsed, President Roosevelt was elected, the New Deal and the Dust Bowl continued it till 1936. But let's continue on to our host, Eric.
Thank you for the introduction. I think I'm getting a phone call right about now. Let me see what it is. Hello. Oh, hey, Professor. How are you doing today? You want us to what? Oh, talk about our first source? Sure, we'll get right on it. Alright, so let's dive into our first source.
Okay, this film is a short documentary about the Great Plains showing the public how the West's pursuit of the profits led to the displacement of settlers, the exploitation of land, and ultimately how the dust storms impacted the Great Plains.
According to the film, the Dust Bowl was created by the combination of farming practices, which was shown at the beginning of the film, and the horrible environment factors in the West that led to the Dust Bowl. Homes, farms, and evacuation happened, settling people to the south.
The title of the film is related to the Dust Bowl, the plow that broke the plains. Since a plow is a larger farming implement used to plant seeds. Cast steel plows enable farmers to farm faster, but this is probably one of the reasons that the Dust Bowl was created, which led to 4,500 families resettled somewhere around the U.S. Resettlement administration was given to farmer families to relocate somewhere else, which helped to bring farming back in 1937. In addition, there was economic boom due to the war. The prices went up, and farmers were able to create a living in the war.
To set the stage for our discussion today, we'll be highlighting some policies that the government had in the Dust Bowl throughout its various phases.
The Agriculture Marketing Act of 1929 created the Federal Farm Board, which was designed to stabilize agricultural prices by helping farmers farm, cover it, and manage their surplus production. The goal was to prevent overproduction and the subsequent decline in commodity prices, which had been a recurring problem in American agriculture.
The Soil Conservation Service, the SCS, established in 1935 as part of the New Deal. The SCS worked the farmers to promote soil conservation practices. They provided technical assistance and financial incentives, and implemented erosion control measures such as farming, terracing, and reforestation.
Dust Bowl refugees and migrant camps. The government set up migrant camps to provide shelter and assistance to Dust Bowl refugees who had been displaced by the environmental and economic challenges.
Okay, lastly, the Farm Security Administration, FSA, established in 1937. The FSA provided loans to small farmers, entitling them to purchase land and equipment, implement soil conservation measures, and improve their living conditions. Now I bring it over to our sea surface temperature expert, Nancy.
My source was discussing the sea temperature that led to the Dust Bowl. A number of studies have used the historical record of oceanographic observations to identify relations between slowly varying Pacific Ocean sea surface temperatures and over
You got it. I believe in you.
precipitation over the Great Plains. The record of observation, however, is too short to provide definite results for long-term drought. Understanding the causes of the 1930s drought is particularly challenging. One article also states that their study is based on a number of century-long simulations carried out with the NASA Seasonal to Interannual Prediction Project.
My source was discussing the farming supplies that led to the dirt converting to sand, leading to the Dust Bowl. Moreover, it talks about how the Dust Bowl wasn't the only problem in the 1930s. It discussed how there were conflicts with the government, citizens, and the economy, which leads to the migration in the Dust Bowl period. With the farming supplies bringing and leading to the Dust Bowl, this caused one of the biggest migrations around America. The Dust Bowl got a human impact with changes of agriculture, leading to the mass migrations. Hopes and dreams were destroyed, forcing people to find refugees around the U.S. Also known as the Okie migration, when the term led to those who were driven away from their homes. In this map, we all can tell more of what areas have been affected. In this certain area, it's been affected across the Great Plains, especially towards California, where more than 200,000 farmers and families moved here, which sadly they didn't receive a warm welcome.
Alright, turning our attention to the human aspects of the Dust Bowl, Alicia will be guiding us through how this environmental catastrophe affected farms and distributed food production.
As we know, the Dust Bowl was very tragic, and the threat to farms from the Dust Bowl was very absurd. Thinking about how climate change and global warming caused a major impact and caused many droughts as well, this caused chaos to farms and to food production. Farmers were not able to produce anything or able to even maintain crops. Many people were suffering from this and were not able to eat. Now let's take it to our host, Erik.
Thank you, Melannie, Alicia, and Nancy, for their enlightening insight into various aspects of the Dust Bowl. Here's a recap on what we talked about. Some programs collectively represented a significant effect by the U.S. government to address the Dust Bowl crisis by providing relief to affected individuals and attempting to improve farming practices to prevent future ecological disasters. While some policies had positive impacts, others faced challenges and criticism, but they collectively played a role in helping the region recover from the Dust Bowl. As we conclude this episode, it's evidence that the Dust Bowl was a multi-faced event shaped by various factors, including government actions, weather, and migration. We hope you gained a comprehensive understanding of the cruel period. Thanks for tuning in to This Is History. If you found this episode enlightening, please subscribe, leave a review, comment, share with all your friends. Give us a thumbs up, a like. Stay tuned for more captivating historical stories in our upcoming episodes.